All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris. Welcome to another Lunch and Learn sponsored by DoSpace. I'm very excited to have Elizabeth Yearwood here from the Small Business Administration speaking today about COVID EIDL, what happens when they're declined. Going to be an excellent talk. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. You can always find these videos uploaded to our Facebook page or by going to our YouTube channel at DoSpace, and we have playlists of other Lunch and Learns in case you want to review this content. We've got a couple of exciting events coming up. We will be going over to Fontenelle Forest on Saturday, February 19th. Yeah, that's right. From 10 to 3, we're doing a partnership with them, and then they will be coming to DoSpace March 5th, also from 10 to 3. So if you like nature and you like tech, I want to see both of those blended together. It's an experience for the whole family, so highly recommend that you all attend. That is the big note for right now. So Elizabeth, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Great, thank you so much. And just quick sound check, you can still hear me?
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I definitely appreciate your participation. So my name is Elizabeth Yearwood, and I am an economic development specialist with the Small Business Administration. And I wanted to present on this topic today because the SBA COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan is a really hot topic right now in the news. And what we're really starting to get a lot of calls about now are from people who have submitted COVID EIDLs applications and were declined, or people that have asked for increases and were declined, or people that are calling in because nothing has happened and they're wondering what their status is. So because we've been getting so many of these calls, I just wanted to do a little bit of public education on kind of how to find a status, how to request reconsideration, what to do to get an increase looked at, those types of things. So for anybody that is joining us that is not familiar with the COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or the COVID EIDL, just as a reminder, this loan is designed to bring business owners back up to pre-pandemic levels, so prior to COVID, levels of operation. This is an economic injury disaster loan, meaning that you are using the proceeds for working capital to pay back invoices, all those types of things that you might need to be doing because COVID has put a severe dent into your small business. Small business owners, agricultural businesses, and nonprofits in the US can apply for this loan, which is actually a good thing because normally agricultural businesses and nonprofits are not eligible for this type of program. So it's really good that it's very inclusive this time. And the only thing that you cannot do with the COVID EIDLs are to use it to expand your current operation. Again, it is to bring you back to where you were prior to the COVID pandemic. So as I mentioned, these are the 3 most common issues that I'm getting lots of calls about. The first one is that you've applied already for an EIDL and you are declined. So you have not been able to get your initial EIDL loan. So we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about how people are getting declined when they go to request an EIDL increase. So they've already gotten their initial EIDL loan and they realize that they need more money. So they're requesting additional funds up to their maximum eligibility. It was a lot easier in the very beginning to apply for an EIDL. So people are calling and wondering why it's a very different, much more difficult process to apply for an increase. So we'll kind of talk about that. And then the other thing that I keep getting frequent phone calls about is from people that have either applied for the initial loan or the increase, and they have not heard anything about their application, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, sometimes it's even been almost a year. So people want to know, what's the status? What can I do to get things moving along? How can I get some attention to my file? So those are all of the things that we're going to talk about today. So first to talk about, it's just why have these loans been declined, whether it's the initial loan or the increase? Why are they declined? The most common reason is due to the IRS 4506T form. This form is what you as an applicant fill out, and it's the form that the SBA uses to request information from the IRS for your 2019 tax return. The form is very tricky. If there's any mistakes on the form, any typos, if the address doesn't exactly match, then it will come back as unverifiable information. So thousands and thousands and thousands of people are getting these decline letters saying that their business can't be verified, that there's unverifiable information, that they can't find the business, those types of things. So that's not saying that the business doesn't exist. It's just saying that the IRS could not locate the transcript information based on the form that was filled out. And that is by far the most common reason that people are getting declined. And it's actually an relatively easy fix, especially if you're working with your local SBA district office. We can definitely help you with that. Another common reason is that the economic injury was not substantiated, meaning that due to the numbers that you put in your application, the SBA feels like there was not enough of a economic injury to warrant you needing a loan. We see this with folks that either didn't make any money in 2019 or that made more money in 2020, meaning they were doing better after COVID. So that can be a reason why the economic injury is not substantiated. Another reason that we see somewhat often is that the credit score is too low to be able to qualify for the economic injury disaster loan. A lot of people think that because this is a federal disaster loan program, that everybody is eligible. And unfortunately, that's not the case. It's not an automatic approval. It is a loan. So there are qualifications that you have to meet in order to be approved. And a baseline credit score is one of those. So if your credit score is below the minimum requirement, then unfortunately that can lead to a decline. And then, of course, the other reason for a decline is if the applicant requests that they withdraw, or if they don't act on the emails they're receiving, the notifications that they're getting in the portal, and they're just not continuing on with the application. After a specified amount of time, that will turn into an automatic decline since the applicant is not taking action. So in a nutshell, those are kind of the main reasons that we see the declines. The third issue that I want to talk about, and we'll spend just a little bit on this, are for folks that are calling and saying that they applied for either the initial loan or the increase, and they have not heard anything back. Sometimes it's for weeks, sometimes it's for months. I've been working with some people that it's been literally almost a year and they just have no status. They don't know what's going on. So the first thing that you need to do if you are in this situation is log into your SBA portal account. This is the account that you created when you first applied. So if it's been a while, you may have to talk to the customer service center and get them to reset your portal account. But if you do still have access, log in and see if you need to take any action. There may be a document that you need to upload and submit. There may be something that you need to electronically sign. There is an IRS 4506T form that is built into the portal. Even if you have submitted the paper form via email, you still have to electronically sign the form in the portal as well. A lot of people haven't been realizing this, and so that's resulted in their sitting idle, for lack of a better word, for months and months because it's still pending the signature. Same thing if the system is wanting you to upload something and you haven't. And the system will also require that you are electronically signing the loan documents. So some folks have not been realizing this either. So the documents are ready to be signed. The money is obligated. It's ready to go into funding, but the documents are not being signed. So the loan is basically just sitting there waiting to be obligated and funding. Another thing to keep in mind here is that if you have more than one person on the application, each party on the application has to sign the loan documents themselves, which means every person on the application has a separate portal account. That person needs to access his or her own portal account and go in to sign the 4506T if necessary, and then always to sign the loan documents. A lot of folks don't realize that. They think just the main person on the loan needs to sign, or that you can get into the signatures from the same portal account. You can't. Eventually, everybody has to have their own separate portal account so you can get in and sign the paperwork. So try those things. If that is still not working, then definitely call your local SBA district office and ask us to look into your file and help you. Various folks at each of the district offices do have the availability to get into the application system and be able to check the notes, be able to see what the status is, assist you with the paperwork that's needed if you have questions, those types of things. So if you're not in Nebraska, you can go to that website, sba.gov/local-assistance, enter in your zip code, and then that will bring up the contact information for your local district office. So if you have received a decline letter for your initial EIDL application, this is how you will request reconsideration. What you need to do is send an email to pdcrecons@sba.gov. And the first thing that you need to be doing is very clearly and very specifically addressing the reason for your decline. When you are declined, you will be receiving an email kind of a letter, and that will say why you were declined. Either, it's unverifiable identification, unverifiable information, the economic injury is not substantiated, a low credit score, whatever the case may be, it will tell you on that letter. So you need to make sure that you're addressing that in your email request for reconsideration. Keep it brief and keep it clear. You want to be providing information, but you don't want to be writing a novel. You're not telling your life story. The folks at the processing centers are reading literally tens of thousands of emails a day. So you definitely want to be brief and clear. It helps move things along much more quickly. When you are sending an email into the PDC reconsiderations people, always attach your driver's license to the email. And then this is just for identity verification so that they know that the email is coming from the actual applicant. You can also attach a copy of a voided check from the business account that you used in the application. This has caused a lot of issues with people's funding coming through because it's been a long time since they got the initial loan, and it still hasn't funded yet, but the bank account has changed since this time. So you do want to make sure that that the voided check does match the business account that you used in the application. If it's not, then there is a process that you need to go through to update the bank account so that the money is hitting the correct account. When you're doing your reconsideration request, always attach an updated IRS Form 4506T with a current date. Those forms do have to be dated within, I believe, 60 days to be current. And the most important part of this form is that the address on the form has to match your 2019 taxes. This can be really confusing to folks because the form says current address on the line, and then you write your address. They mean your current address in 2019. So that can be really confusing. But so your current address needs to be whatever was on your 2019 taxes, and it needs to match exactly. So if it says, 1010th Street and street is all spelled out, street needs to all be spelled out on the 4506T. If it's abbreviated on your taxes, it needs to be abbreviated. It literally has to match exactly. Otherwise, it will keep coming back with either file not found or unverifiable information. So do make sure it matches exactly. Really cannot stress that enough. And then for your reconsideration request for your initial EIDL funds, you also want to attach an SBA Form 2202 Schedule of Liabilities. And basically, this is just a list of your fixed debt for both personal and business debt. So these would be, your mortgage, your rent, every month if you have it, a business car payment, personal car payment, that type of thing. Any outstanding debts that you have that you're currently paying regularly. And another very important thing to consider, no matter what email you are sending or why to the PDC reconsiderations at sba.gov, always make sure that your application number is in the subject line. This is really important so they don't have to go and look you up. Put your application number in the subject line, and for the requesting reconsideration, always write request for reconsideration in the subject line of your email. If you have been denied for a COVID EIDL increase, so you've already received your initial COVID loan and now you are trying to borrow more money, There's basically the same process for requesting reconsideration. You'll have a reason, again, in your decline letter. That decline letter will also give you the email address to use. That's either going to be pdcrecons@sba.gov or COVID EIDL increase requests at sba.gov. I've seen them need documentation to go to kind of either or, so do make sure that you're checking that from your decline letter. Make sure it's going to the right place. Again, you're specifically addressing the reason for the decline for your COVID EIDL increase clearly in the email. You're keeping it brief and clear. You're attaching your driver's license for identity verification purposes. You're attaching an updated IRS form 45062, especially if you're requesting the increase, a year or two after your initial loan. Definitely going to need another 4506T form. If you didn't already submit the schedule of liabilities, you'll need to fill one out and submit it with your request for the COVID EIDL increase. And then also you'll be wanting to attach a signed P022 resolution and certification form that has your maximum eligibility on there. If you don't know what your maximum eligibility is, call the district office. We can tell you. We can also provide you with these forms as well and tell you where to get them. Again, make sure you're including your application number and the reason for your email in the subject line of the email. We talked a lot about this IRS form 4506T issue, so I really want to go through this form kind of in depth because honestly, this is the biggest issue that people have been having with getting their loans and their initial loans and their increases. Whenever you're getting a decline letter that says unverifiable information, that usually means it's an IRS form 4506T issue. Again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to fill this paper out specifically and correctly. Again, we've already mentioned your name and address has to be exactly what's shown on your 2019 federal tax return. You need to make sure that U.S. Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Assistance is on line 5A. Your SBA application number must be listed on line 5B. If you don't know your application number, you can either call customer service and give them your social security number and they can look you up. You can also call the district office and the person in the office that has access to the system can take your social and some other information and look it up for you as well. Box C for record of account must be checked. This is what tells the IRS specifically what to be pulling from your information. There's a little tiny box that's the signatory attest box that basically says that you are who you say you are and you're agreeing to, whatever it is that you're checking. This is above the signature block. This has to be checked. That's an automatically decline kind of coming back from the IRS if it's not checked. And then the signature on the form either needs to be in ink and then you're signing it in ink and then uploading it or scanning it in to be uploaded into the email, or electronically signed through the portal. So that's very important as well. The other reason that we're seeing a lot of these forms come back is because people are putting the wrong tax form in there. So if you filed a form 1040, write 1040. If you filed a form 1120, you're putting the form 1120 in there. If you filed an 1120S, it's very important that you have the S on there, or the partnership, or the form 1065. Make sure you're requesting whatever form is matching your 2019 taxes. Talked about the signatory attest box, that needs to be on there. Ink, electronically signed through the portal or signed in ink. Another important part is that the form cannot be blurry. It does need to be legible. It also needs to be straight. I have seen a lot of them come back because it's slightly canted in the picture. That will result in it coming back from the IRS as not usable. You do need to have your phone number included by your signature and the box for it. Make sure that you've got it on there. Your title is what is shown on your 2019 federal tax return if you file an 1120, an 1120S, or a 1065. If you filed a 1040, which is your personal tax returns, and a Schedule C for your business, don't put owner on the 4506T. You just want to leave that blank, but you do need to put owner if you filed as a corporation, or managing member if you filed as a partnership or a 1065. And this, again, this is very specific and very confusing, which is why I strongly suggest you contact your local district office to get help filling out this form. On the form 2202, that's the schedule of liabilities. It's your listing of personal and business fixed debt, so your current revolving payments. You want to include any high kind of credit card debt. You just want to put the current balance on there. You're listing if you are current or delinquent, and then you're putting your average monthly payment. There's a spot on there that says date of schedule. This confuses some people. You just put the day that you're filling the form out, so whatever the current date is. And then you also, of course, want to make sure your name, date, signature, and title are on the form. And if you're working through your local district office, it can also really be helpful to put your application number on the form as well. This last form that you'll need is the Office of Disaster Assistance. It's the form P022. It's the resolution and certification. This is a sort of complicated looking form, but really all it's saying is that it's acknowledging that the business is going into debt. You want to include your application number at the top. You will only have a loan number if you are doing an increase request. Obviously, if you're doing your initial loan, you won't have a loan number yet. There is a spot in the form where it asks for a dollar amount. You are using your maximum eligibility amount. So it's not how much you're trying to borrow, it's what you're fully eligible for. And when you put that fully eligible amount, the form itself is not saying that you're taking that full eligibility. It's just saying this is your full eligibility. If you don't have a company name, like you're a sole proprietor, then in the spots where it's asking for the company name, you're just using your own name. All of the owners do need to sign this form. And at the bottom, well, you'll see the certifier signature area. The certifier is you, and you being whichever of the applicants are submitting the form. And then the date the resolution is approved is the date that you are filling out the form. So whatever that current date is. If you have any questions, we've got plenty of time to cover them now. If you have questions later, or if you are finding yourself, filling out an increase request a couple months down the road and you don't remember how, or you have trouble with it, keep my contact information handy. I am more than happy to help you and assist you with the whole process. You can contact your local district office if you're not in Nebraska. Honestly, if you're not in Nebraska, you can call me anyway, and I can still help you. I'm helping quite a few people from other states as well, but you can district office as well. Our number is 402-221-4691. So that's the main line. You can just ask for me. And if you would like a copy of these slides for your reference, do feel free to email me and I can give you that as well. One thing that really makes it easier for us in the district office to be helping you is anytime you email us, please put your application number in the email. That way we can look you up, right away, and we don't have to go back through all of our emails and folders and files and such to look for your application number. That's definitely helpful. So we covered a ton of information in a very short time. Are there any questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat or unmute yourself, or however it is that you would like to ask them.
Yeah, Elizabeth, I'm not seeing any on our Facebook Live or on our chat and Zoom link at the moment. But
Okay.
like you said, if you do have questions, you're watching this as a recording, feel free to reach out to the emails that Elizabeth provided on that final slide, and I'm sure that she'll be able to get back to you.
Yep, absolutely. I'm happy to work with anybody and everybody. So if you did join us live today, thank you so much for participating, and DoSpace, as always, thank you so much for allowing me to present.
Absolutely. Everyone out there, take care, and hopefully we will see you around for another Lunch and Learn in the future. Take care.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.